Hey folks, Jackson Alatesh here. We're back in Elite Dangerous. In this video, we're going to finish up the two-part series of going out to the ancient alien ruins, getting your scan on and getting paid for it, etc. So as you can see here on your screen, you will see the ancient alien ruins, and the first question is where do we park? So the place you want to park, or the place that I park, is right about here. Reason being is it was just more or less an arbitrary point that I picked from which to develop and build a route to get around. Obviously this route is adjustable for wherever you may happen to park, etc. So looking at the actual route itself, you're going to want to leave your ship, and first we're going to go up to the left, to the lower left mound sitting down here, where there is one obelisk which you can scan. From there, we're going to go ahead and make a jump back over to here. There are two more obelisks to scan in this particular section. Then we'll head up to the triangle area where there is one more. From there, we'll go all the way out here to this section where there are a total of 4 over here to scan. And then we'll head to the central mound. There's one here. Move on over across the way to the triangle where there's another one. Move back into this cluster where there are another 4 of them to go have a look at. And then drive back over here to this set of 6 where there's another 1, and that completes our lap. So it should be fairly straightforward. Let's go ahead and get the ASP on the ground, get the SRV out, and while we descend here, there are some significant pros and cons of doing this in solo versus open. So nuance here, in solo the same obelisks are active every single time you scan them. The only way to reset them is to actually jump out to the main menu of the game and then jump back into it. And well, that was a little rough. If you're playing in open, though, in open the obelisks all reset based on their own infernal timers, but, and this is kind of a, I don't know, complicated concept to throw out there, if you happen to be out in your SRV and you have a combination of certain elements that are sitting within your SRV itself, and somebody else scans an obelisk for which your items are a reasonable match, you will end up getting the data that you need to in order to get paid. To put that in layman's terms, basically if you just show up out here in open and you have the items in your inventory of either your ship or your SRV and you're just kind of hanging out, when people scan the obelisks, you will end up getting some credit for them, which is fairly nice. So the first thing you'll want to do upon arriving here and landing on the ground is go collect the ancient objects. So in this case I have all of them sitting in my ship, so we'll just look at transfer cargo. There's a tablet, orb, totem, urn, and casket. You want to have each one of these. You want to just stuff them all in your ship and leave your ship parked. One side note before we go tearing off across the wasteland here is that your ship will be consuming fuel while it's on the ground, so if you showed up with an empty tank because you didn't feel like refueling at the star, just be careful. You probably don't want to run out of gas. Not a great time. So at the start of each particular lap, you'll want to make a choice as to what you're going to throw into the cargo hold of your SRV, and then pretty much off you go. So for the purposes of this instructional, I'll just show you where to go. I won't spend the time actually scanning stuff. You'll have plenty of time to do that. So the first thing you want to do is head down towards the first one of these mountains. One thing that's very important to do is to put four pips over into engines. Reason being is because you'll be doing quite a bit of jumping here, and a little bit of flying around, and less so much actual like roving. One other thing, notice that when you bang your rover up, which you probably will if you're trying to do this quickly, putting the rover back into your ship will get you a free haul back to 100%. So that's absolutely worth noting. So up here on the central area, or on the first one of the mounds, there's going to be one item to scan. Next place we're going to want to go is more or less right back in front of where we parked. And let's see, let's get all lined up here. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so we're back, and we're going to want to fly off this way. So in this section of obelisk, there will be a total of 2 of them which you can scan. So playing them in solo, you see the 2 of them light up right there. So one of them sitting there, his buddy's sitting back over there behind him. Then you'll want to proceed up this way, compass heading of roughly 35 degrees, up into the triangular set of structures, or the triangular set of obelisks. And then you'll want to find the one that lights up. Now the ones that light up are going to be different when you're playing in open as a result of the items that you have in your cargo hold, so it is worth noting that the combinations that you're seeing here in this video of what are lit up are not necessarily what you'll encounter if you take the advice and try it in open. So looking back at the route from this triangular set, you just want to head up this way, go off the big berm here, give it a little stick as you come off the top, and up you'll go. So over in this section that we're getting ready to fly over, and then very shortly after crashing to, there are 4 of them that will be lit up for your scanning pleasure. So here in solo, there's those 2. There's 2 of them sitting over there. Once again, playing it open, they may be different depending on what you've got. After that, we'll head to the primary mound, or the central mound of this whole complex. So there's a number of ways to get to it. This one is generally the most risky, as opposed to just kind of roving and driving. But it does work out fast, especially if you're really not concerned about rolling your buggy or crashing, etc. There's going to be 1 up here on this section to scan. Now the next flight is probably the longest flight out of any of them, so you want to get yourself a good amount of speed, and off you go. So the object being to get ourselves all the way over to the triangular section that's right there towards the bottom end of the HUD. Let's see if we can do this without impregnating the wheels and the top of the SRV. And close counts. Alright, so here in solo, you can see that there's 1 lit up. Mileage is going to vary in open. Once you're done scanning that guy, head off towards the next set of them, which will be these 2 blocks of them, so to speak. So coming for a rough landing there. And we'll just simply go ahead and look around. There's 1 of them back behind us. And then there's his buddy over there. Move over to the next set of these obelisks. And we can see there's 1 and there's the other. So now I found all 4 of those. Now we'll just head back towards the back side of the ship here, over towards the set of 6. And then we can see this guy here is lit up. Obviously, if you're playing it open, it's going to be somewhat of a different experience. And now that you've completed a lap of all the scannable obelisks, the next thing you would want to do if you're playing in solo is go stuff your SRV in the ship, relog, so back to the main menu, and then back into the game in order to reset the obelisks. Then pop your ship back out, grab yourself a different combination of the items that you may want, and then go at it again. If you're playing in open, this is a great time to swap out your items that you have in your inventory. Either that, or just simply board the ship and drop the SRV out to get your hull repaired back to 100%. So I think that's pretty much where we'll end this. If you found this video or the first part of this to be helpful, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel here, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Absolutely appreciate it, and I'll see you folks again soon.